Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Robert. This is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail, and it's kind of crazy that Aventurine is just standing behind us. It's kind of crazy all the stuff that's happened in the story so far. I want to say I'm excited because I am excited. I've been so excited to talk to Aventurine, look back at us already, but I'm also at the same time incredibly scared. So, wait. Are you serious? I never noticed this. Look at this. There's something watching us for sure, right? Look at that. That's really creepy. Hello, Aventurine. How are you? How's life?
Ah, friend. My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. The stuff with Robin, stuff with Firefly, spiritual death.
Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin.
Jesus Christ, man. But how is that possible? What a cliffhanger as well, by the way.
Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me?
I know.
I'm just an unlucky
bystander
here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC.
Right.
So they never lie.
But like also like I think it's kind of sad that like a character has to like, you know, the default is like, hey, I didn't kill anybody, you know what I mean? Like I never got the vibe of Aventurine that he would kill Robin, you know what I mean? But obviously like there are other people out there who have a detest for him, so.
This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most
Interesting.
basic light cone manifesting tech. Authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the IPC.
So he wanted to make sure that we saw the truth, right? That's like his bargaining chip. Not his bargaining chip, but remember we said the last time that that's kind of like what he used to kind of like maybe get us like more on side. Not like in a, I don't know how to say it. Like he kind of was like, hey, like I'll show you the truth and then you can decide if you want to work with me.
Did you really think the Galaxy Ranger was an outsider this whole time?
So this is he saying that they're not actually an outsider.
Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality.
Which is what is crazy about what happened to Firefly and Robin. And even Sunday was saying this as well, that like death has come to Penacony, right?
What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line.
Okay, so it's okay.
Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission.
So someone did just break through that like defensive line.
Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger.
Wow.
An imposter. An unsought guest. An emanator who hides her true identity.
From what, again, if you're following the breadcrumbs, right? I'm not saying this is like a fact, but if you follow the breadcrumbs from now, what you're getting is like, you know, from the line that people have been, I'm not saying this is true because again, anything can happen in this game. We've seen it before that like, you know, where you start is not always where you end. That she could be the idea of like death that has come to Penacony, you know what I mean? She could be Black Swan's dance partner. There's all this stuff here as well. So he's saying that it is her who was able to break through this impenetrable line. Interesting.
Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die?
So he's saying that like Ifrit was supposed to die, basically. It was like, oh, you kind of expected it. Not even supposed to, but expected it. And then Robin's misfortune is like, I guess it was always there. Or it was like looking right at her. And you couldn't take that to mean that like at all times, like, you know, it was around her. This really is hard to take in. That's just one side of the story. If this is the case, I can't trust anyone. I think that's a good way of looking at it right now. I'll just say this for now, though. It's a lot. It is a lot.
It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time. And I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own agenda.
Yes, 100%. 110%. There are so many different factions, so many different people and their wants, their needs.
Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Did you hear that at the end? With the smile. The devil you do know is always better than the devil you don't is the expression, right?
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy?
Oh, wow.
lurking beneath the surface.
It's very interesting, like what sorry, wrong button. What was said here as well, though, about Acheron, honestly, because I feel like it's one of those things where like we don't know exactly what Acheron's plans are. We don't know why they're doing the things they're doing. We don't know if they are actually doing the things they're doing. But I do like. I think it would be very like logical to follow the line at the very least of like, hey, like keep your distance. And I think like even Aventurine understands. It's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, he's saying like, hey, my schemes are gonna be laid up to open to you, so at least you're gonna know the truth of me. But with Acheron, you don't really know what they're planning whatsoever. Yeah, it's one of those things where we try, like I do feel like we're gonna have like a connection to Acheron in some way, but also Acheron as well like knows that we like went with Black Swan. They know this, they saw us, or at least like they were there fighting Sam and then we left. So we'll have to answer for that at some point, right?
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
But see, she's still, well, I know one of the reasons she could be here is to protect Stell.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign of any distortion grafting on.
See, this is a good thing. Someone to vouch for you.
The IPC is not the Garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do. But you know all this. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express.
Wow. And we know they were trying to make friends everywhere, right? We know this.
I told you, I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC.
Yep, oh my god.
Drift. I'm talking ownership of this frontier prison.
Like, it's so interesting, like, how, like, in the same sentence, and that's what makes him such an interesting character. In the same sentence, he devalues, or, like, tries to soften what he's saying by saying, like, oh, I'm just here to get some property. And then the same sentence says, I'm here to take this back.
This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again, but the family wouldn't even take our call.
Right, so they want nothing to do with you guys at this point.
You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way. They've hushed up the existence of death before.
Oh, for real? Okay.
So they can definitely cover up any news about Robin's death.
Which is basically faking a celebrity's death, right? Not faking it, but like faking their life, I guess.
It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. Nobody ever being the wiser. That's not fair, right? So then, friend, I need your help.
I think, yeah, what kind of help is a good question to ask. I do love the idea of, like, all the different plans that are happening in Penacony, and I think Aventurine is one of the most interesting characters when it comes to, like, you know, what their plan is. And it's so interesting, like, how, like, they live up to the idea of, like, the character writing that they've already done when it comes to Aventurine, the idea of them wanting to make a deal and them honoring deals and them always, like, doing... The base of their philosophy is you scratch my back, I scratch yours. And they don't really mind what scars it leaves on them as well from the scratching. But I think what's one of the best things about this is that it showcases that, like, Aventurine is, like, laying out, like, all the stuff on the table, not because he feels like this is, like, the honorable thing to do, perhaps, but also because he knows that, like, at this stage, with all the secrecy going on, the truth is, like, a really good bargaining chip in a lot of ways. And while, again, I know there is, like, hidden stuff and not everything's gonna be, like, the full truth and all this stuff, When you come to Penacony and everything's so secret, the family's keeping secrets, Acheron is keeping secrets, the different, Sparkle has been tricking us, Black Swan tricked us in a way too. The truth can be relieving in some way, or someone just laying out their plan can be relieving. It's one of those situations where someone, like, at this point, if someone came up to us and said, like, I hate your hair, yeah, I'd feel bad, but it's like, man, someone's telling the truth. Not the truth, someone's like telling their true feelings, because Stella's hair is amazing. But you get what I'm saying. It's a very interesting way that they've like utilized the character that like was very insultingly called slimy in a way, but now they're like one of the characters that's kind of like, at least from their words, laying all the cards out on the table. It's an interesting character. What kind of help?
I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall, and to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, the IPC will have plenty of me.
He wants me to beat up Sunday, just like with the bat.
Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin.
Justice?
While also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to the table.
Interesting the word justice comes up here as well, right? Because I think that like we genuinely would want to stop whoever's doing this.
Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over Penacony.
I could tell.
Precisely for this very moment. This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family, so they'll be doing everything they can to stop it leaking, especially to the IPC.
I'd imagine. Especially like someone who's so important to Penacony.
But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions. And that's why I need you all. The reputation of the Astral Express precedes you. And the Harmony will give you the fairest of appraisals.
I liked it quite a bit that they used the reputation of the Astral Express quite a bit. Like they did that with the other IPC stuff as well, right? Like they with Topaz.
You get to find out really what happened and seek justice.
Okay.
And I get to put it toward completing my mission for the IPC. It's what you call a win-win situation.
Generally, just for story-wise, I want to stay close to Aventurine anyway. The decision like this is way above my pay grade. Nameless would never associate with the IPC. You want to take advantage of the family's trust in us. So it's interesting that all these answers are kind of like, I think appropriate in some way, right? Like where what you would say back to someone. This is what he wants, right?
Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companions.
Yeah, fair.
That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Look, here's my contact details. If you come to any conclusions, call me.
I got Aventurine's number, guys. This only happens in my playthrough.
Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. Don't mention it.
Are you again the money stuff as well, right?
So long, friend. I really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death.
Same, but also terrified. What an interesting conversation, honestly.
Off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but something still seems off.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a great way to put it. Like he doesn't seem very like forceful, but there's something always like a little bit off, right?
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
Beautiful character design. Yeah, like I think that Aventurine is a character who, again, as you said, like isn't going to be telling us everything and isn't going to tell us his true feelings about every single thing. But like I adore that they have a character that's so smart to understand that in this situation, in a sea of lies and deception and tricks and all this stuff and hidden truths and a mystery going on, someone just like saying to you like, hey, I'm going to take back the IP. I'm going to take this back for the IPC. Somewhat is like not refreshing, but it's one of those situations where it's like, well, yeah, like what you said is like not great, but it's also like it's the only truth we're hearing, I guess. Which again, I want to make clear as well, like hearing, like just it's like those people who go like, I'm very honest. I just like, no, you're just being a bit of an ass. I'm not talking about that stuff, right? Because there's times to be like, there is time to sugarcoat stuff. There is. But I think we've had like so much deception so far, and not in a bad way. Like I think writing wise, it makes sense. Like it is a place that, like, I think Penacony as a basis is a world of deception. On any other day you could say it's a world of escapism, but I think deception is another word you could use to like definitely describe. Because while it's not trying to deceive anyone, I think in terms of its dreams, the world behind it is definitely like kind of like a little bit deceiving, I suppose, as well. Yeah. I'm also not trying to be like so naive that I'm like, Aventurine and me are gonna be best pals and we're gonna go along a journey together and we're gonna go to the park and have a good picnic. You know, I'm not like naive in that sense, right, whatsoever. I just think that, like, you know, story-wise, intrigue-wise, like, I want to stick close to Aventurine more often than not. I really do. And also as a character, like, I feel like he has like a lot of subtleties to him that like make him very, very interesting, you know, in so many ways. Yeah, let's talk to Black Swan.
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant whose scheme won't just be as simple as it appears to be.
Like I said, I'm not as naive to think that it's going to be absolutely perfect and all the truths on the
He
table.
doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet.
Oh.
But, judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death to try and pull you in line with his way of thinking.
It's like a poker game almost, isn't it? It's like, you know, the idea of like, you know, shifting like your strategy when you see someone's facial expression. That's really, really smart. Honestly, like it's terrifying that someone could do this. Like he probably saw that we were upset about someone else's death, and as you said, just like was like, oh, this is another bargaining chip, you know?
That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no fool, and working with him.
You know what? As well, when he said like avenge Robin, he was probably like in his head like avenge Firefly, but obviously not. He didn't know the Firefly name, but he was probably like, hey, avenge who you're thinking of, which I think is very interesting, you know? That's very interesting. The Nameless cannot turn a blind eye to evil. For Firefly's sake, we must get all to the bottom of this. Playing it safe seems to be a smarter move. Can I toss a die to let it decide for me? I'm kind of feeling the Firefly stuff, and this stuff too, but I guess, like, you know, it is a duty, but
is something I agree on.
I want to find out what's happening. I don't want more people to die either.
Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. In a dark forest beset by wolves, ensuring your own escape to safety should be your primary concern.
Sure. And again, I will ensure everyone's, if I can, but I think what Black Swan is saying is that, like, if there's so much danger around you, getting out of there, like, unscathed, like, you know, as if you can only save yourself, right?
As for the other questions...
Oh, yes. Did the death kill Robin?
I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but that massive wound looked like its winged blade. We've all witnessed it in action before.
Right.
Plus, it seems unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose in the dreamscape.
Sure, yeah. So Black Swan thinks it's like, you know, in terms of likelihood, it could be the same thing. Do you think it's connected to Acheron?
Sorry, I can't answer that question.
Why not?
That ranger is shrouded in mystery. I'm afraid no one is capable of providing an answer.
Okay.
But without a doubt, she is the most special guest at this banquet. It's like Aventurine said just then. It's best to keep your distance from her.
Have you noticed anything else unusual?
Two victims appearing one after the other in a very short time span. In and of itself, that's very unusual. Two possibilities. The collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up.
Okay.
Making death extremely agitated and weakening the family's protections. Or everything has been planned out and executed by someone.
Oh. So what Black Swan is saying is that, like, the possibilities are, because the dreamscape is getting is falling apart, this idea of death, this death that has come to Penacony, is making its move right now because of agitation, or this has all just been like a meticulous plan from the start that someone is, like, you know, set death upon them while this is, like, happening. They knew that Penacony was going to fall apart as well, possibly.
If someone has chosen these victims deliberately, first a stowaway, then a family celebrity, then this murderer's motives are worth thoroughly chewing over.
That's the thing. They don't seem very related, right? I don't have any other questions. Yeah, they don't seem related whatsoever.
It all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. After leaving here, go have a chat with your companions. I hope you can clarify the source of this confusion.
Sure, yeah. Black Swan leads you through the chaotic dreamscape. Thank you, Black Swan. such an interesting group of characters, right? Like, legitimate... Oh.
This way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost.
Oh, this area as well. No, just such, like, it's one of the, like, best things they've ever done, like, so far with the factions even. Wait, this is where Sam was fighting Acheron, right? Should we pick this up? What is this? A sticker. A Sam sticker? Are you kidding me? Sam scares me, by the way. But yeah, before we, like, go any further, just like to just put a pin in all that there for a second. I think that what I love that they've done here with Penacony is that they've made every single faction even more interesting than they were before, and that's like saying something because they were already like one of the most interesting parts of the game. I felt like politically and socially and even religion-wise, they were very realistic in the way that they approached everything. And it always, like, you know, was very in a way, like scarily realistic to what real life is when people get like their own ideas of what like life should be. But I love that, like, there's always like crossovers, like, you know, you see between Black Swan and Aventurine, they're both saying the same thing. Hey, don't trust Acheron in that way. But also at the same time, while Aventurine is like, hey, like, you know, you should, you know, avenge Robin's death. At the same time, you have Black Swan being like, hey, don't trust this completely, but this is the best option you could have for now. Like, there's so many different feelings. Kafka's phone case is really pretty. I'm really in love with the way they're doing this. I really am. It's great stuff.
This way. This is where we part ways. All of this is like a nightmare.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just saw is the reality that happened. And it won't fade from our minds just because we wake up.
That's the thing. That's like, we don't get the actual benefit of the dreams at this stage when it comes to Firefly and Robin.
But follow your heart and don't be afraid. We all walk through this world casting shadows of different lengths. And ultimately, all we leave behind are precious memories.
Right, so everyone's different and all we have is our memories.
Hold on just a sec.
Black Swan gently touches the root of your ear, leaving a cool sensation as she hands a card over to you.
There you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone, and there's no memo keeper to join you,
Oh,
hopefully it can guide you on my behalf.
fantastic. We do know that, again, Black Swan wants to keep us alive. I think 20% because she thinks we're amazing. How could you not? I think Stella's amazing. And 80% because she definitely wants to see our memories.
I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology from me for hiding something from you.
Honestly, like, thank you. I'm not as peed off, honestly, because, like, I do think that, like, you know, it's led to, like, more revelations at least, you know?
Then I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger. Let's leave things there, shall we?
Sure.
What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet? I sincerely look forward to them.
No problem. No problem. Again, looking for those memories again. Stell, you still at the hotel in the Dreamscape? Stell, have you run into trouble? We got separated at the memory zone, but Stell's with the memo keeper. I feel so antsy. Help. March, save. Oh my god, Todd, how long do I need to get off the express and help? Not at the moment. Sure, just let me know if you need me. I need you. I need you right now. The Reverie Hotel in the real world is very calm. Not much is happening. I'm done. Yeah, I thought about it like that. Where should we meet? Stell. This has to be such a relief getting a text from Stell. Stell, it's great that you're safe. You know what I mean? After all this time. That lady didn't do anything bad, did she? I'm sorry, what about what happened to Firefly? I'm sorry, what about what happened to Firefly? The scene has been cordoned off by the family. We're wrapping up negotiations with some family delegates. Let's meet somewhere near the Clocky statue later.
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
I have no doubts that Himiko is okay. I think Himiko was one of the most, like, the way I would describe it is that Himiko, like, came toe-to-toe. And people can say I have a high opinion of Kafka. I do. But Himiko came toe-to-toe with Kafka and stood her ground. Like, I'm pretty sure she could handle someone in the family as well. I really do. But then again, this is their home turf. You know what I mean? So there could be a situation where they do have a lot of leverage here as well. I love that, like, they showed the relief that everyone had, because of course it'd be absolutely terrifying. Oh my god, what do you, like, are you kidding me? Like, You haven't texted back in so long. But then also, like, very realistically so, Don Hung messaging us. I mean, like, hey, like, are you okay? Are you okay right now? Do you need me to come here? Because, like, it makes sense that he would. Like, again, I would love for that to happen, but again, he's not a big fan of big crowds and stuff.
So much has happened. I should take a moment to gather my thoughts and wait for everyone to arrive.
Sure. So much has happened. Some time ago, deep in the memory zone. Where are we going here? Oh, they're showing the fight. Very cool.
Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter?
Do you still dream?
Of those slain by your hand?
Oh. She said, "You look out." Oh my god, she's so cool. She said, "Do you even think about it?" Days ago at the Everflame. Wait, we're going to Everflame Mansion? So cool. I'm sorry, they're like, whilst like, it's like one of those things where like, stay away from Acheron. She's the coolest character ever. Like, look at this stuff. And you want me to stay away from her? She's so cool. Look at her. She has Duke Inferno looking like a little baby on the chair here. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, the flames surrounding her. Her beautiful flowing hair with this unbelievable outfit with this sword as well. Like, I'm sorry. Like, stay away from her. I'm sorry. This Magnus just got turned on. You know, I'm running. Where is she? She's so cool.
The outcome has already been determined.
Oh.
We're still alive. As are you.
They're still alive. So is she talking about the rest of his group?
You still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind, and then go.
We heard that you came to Penacony with a music box, right?
Choice. The bloody trail of the destruction leaves no room for hesitation.
Great voice actor, right?
Vatora's fire demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that eon, you won't get special treatment.
Well, you know what's so funny about that? She's right. She's right. You won't get special treatment. Nanook doesn't give a damn about you.
Ranger, you tread the narrow path of the hunt. You could never understand.
This is what's so realistic about the way they do factions in this game. His ideology and his mindset has gotten him so far at this point that dropping it would be like harder than actually like opening up your mind to an actual real mindset. And I say real because everybody else outside the faction knows that these guys, that Nanook just doesn't even give a damn about them. You know what I mean?
We come from the fire and are born bathed in fire. We spread, burn, and destroy until all the kindling has burned out and we leave only ashes on the ground.
He's saying that this is just our way of life?
Burning forms the entire life of a fire demon, from the beginning to the end. We are born to die just to put into practice a profile of another universal truth. All things are created for the destruction.
So in the trailer for these guys, they did say that where it was like, you know, some of the crew were like, hey, should we have like a backup plan? And Duke Inferno was like, hey, dying is cool. Like, basically like, hey, like you should like be happy that like, you know, there's no backup plans. Destruction is beautiful. And that even means like the destruction of themselves. So I wonder if like he's gonna stick with this idea. He's doing it right now.
Your companions don't seem to think so. They fight for your chance at survival.
That's the thing. Like that's what's crazy about it. It's like Duke Inferno believes this, but like then his crew is clearly like, you know, they had doubts about it, and now they're fighting for this for like him.
They are my children, and just as I was, they are flames that have yet to burn my heart. They're still young, and I don't.
That's insane. By the way, I don't blame them. They're trying to save your life.
But my flames are faint, and time is running out. Can you see the planet of festivities in the distance? I plan to bring purgatory with me.
Purgatory.
And before that, I must surpass you.
Surpass you.
Why?
surpass you.
Because on the path they have forged, you have traveled farther than I have. Emanator.
Oh, he knows. He knows she's an emanator as well.
You cannot hide your
So he knew this, by the way.
identity. Draw that sword, for we shall indeed remain here, bound to fight a decisive battle to the death, for I choose this.
It's so interesting that he started off saying this, it's already predetermined, then he says, I choose this, right? So obviously he wants to defy like some sort of like, or I guess like, you know, he wants to have some choice in the idea of like a predetermined future in some way.
Destruction is intense, but brief. To cravenly cling to life is to endure an endlessly prolonged existence.
I think this has always been his philosophy. You know, I think he even said this during the Dr. Ratio quest, where it's like, you know, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Dr. Ratio. Maybe it was the trailer. But like, I remember him saying something like along those lines.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
Yeah.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists, just as you exist. Everything exists to be destroyed. Emanators
Oh, Jesus
are no
Christ.
different.
And again, this is like a philosophy that has permeated with Duke Inferno from the short time we've seen them. Right, everything exists to be destroyed. They just want to raise this place to the ground.
Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void, the so-called impossible is merely something that is yet to happen.
Okay, I'm not gonna decipher this too much because I feel like it's not like, you know, it's Duke Inferno like saying a lot of stuff right now, but like if you're saying like something isn't impossible, it's actually just something that just hasn't happened yet. That would mean it's just like the way people said like doing like open heart surgery is impossible, right? And then they did it, you know. Like he's saying that like there's the things that we saw as impossible are just something that just didn't happen yet. This is such a crazy scene.
All right, I accept.
She's like, I don't want to, but like, let's go.
You shall witness the most brilliant and intense fire in existence. May this flame illuminate the farthest reaches of your bottomless dream.
Oh my God.
A bottomless dream. Yes, that's right. But you've made one small mistake.
So he's again. I'm trying to always look over this. So he's saying, "May the flame illuminate the farthest reaches of your bottomless dream." It's like your dreams are endless. Your dream is gigantic, but it's like, may my flames like light this, these reaches too.
This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose, but perhaps out of reciprocity.
Okay. She says this, and her hand gently rests on the hilt of the sword. So it's a secret she doesn't want to expose.
I'll reveal the truth to you.
Oh, truth again. The word truth coming up a lot.
The hunt is not the path I truly follow.
So she doesn't follow the hunt, but he thought she followed the hunt. Okay, adding on that to the pile of Acheron mysteries.
May death be the end of your boundless dream.
Holy hell. Again, the idea of a boundless
Guiding you
dream.
back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams.
What, they stopped?
Their time hasn't come yet.
Wait, what?
My
What are you talking about? Your time hasn't come yet. So that conversation with Duke Inferno, like, it did seem like, you know, Duke Inferno was stubbornly kind of like, I'm like not backing down from this. Like, the destruction is like beautiful. That's the way we're gonna go about this. Even like the people of the Everflame Mansion were trying to save his life. And if that doesn't set up how like powerful Acheron is, by the way, as well, the fact that like all these, and I think like that makes sense now why they hyped up these characters so much. If Acheron just went in and just like absolutely wrecked them, like that's one way to showcase like how powerful she truly is. But yeah, like sorry, like I know that he literally said like, you know, you're someone to hunt on or counter Sanders. You like some stuff will slip past me. That's happened before. It literally happened like 2 episodes ago as well. But like I think that like like, and I said like, oh, she'd follow. The only reason I said, oh, maybe she's a follower of like Nanook is because of you know, I've surpassed you. But he said like, you've already surpassed. I want to surpass you. So I'm wondering, like, from the Duke's Inferno's perspective, did Acheron like kill more people before that, and Duke Inferno was like, hey, you've caused more destruction than I have, possibly, or something like that? And again, by the way, I want to make it clear, I have to like make it clear all the time for some reason. I don't want any hints, or I don't want any confirmation on anything I'm saying. I could be wrong, and that's fine. Being wrong is totally cool, especially in a game with like so many twists and turns. But like, I never want anything confirmed or any hints about that as well. The rule will always be, no matter what it is, it doesn't matter if like you think it's better, and I have to say this every time, if it has not happened in the story or has not happened in the game yet, no matter what it is, we don't talk about it. You stay in the present with me in this video all the time. I don't need to know what happens in the future, ever. Ever. Yeah. So she's now saying that she says, during the question, she said, I still remember them. And then she said, it's not your time yet, to Sam. I wonder why. Yeah, such interesting conversations going on here as well.
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances, but they can never cover up who a person really is. And you're no different.
Acheron. It's crazy that these two were like embroiled in a gigantic fight just like 2 seconds ago. And now look where they are.
You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the men.
What?
Why?
That would make perfect freaking sense, by the way. That would make perfect sense. Because we said it last time, didn't we? Said like, what? Kafka would go mad. Kafka's like, what? Like, not mad, but you know what I mean? Kafka wouldn't allow it. Kafka would not allow anyone to hurt Stell. Especially like Elio wouldn't allow it either.
Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
Yeah, Elio. Oh my god, Acheron's so cool. Just like standing right up to Duke Inferno, no, standing up to Sam like this.
You know, Elio.
Oh my god, wait, personally?
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
Oh, she's saying, oh, shouldn't you know this already? She's so cool. She's so freaking cool.
My script has always been brief.
Oh.
Other than that, anything beyond that is unnecessary.
So he only knows, I guess he maybe lives for the short term?
He knows my nature. There is but a single destiny from which no one can escape. And until then, I hold the privilege of choice.
So the single destiny from which no one can escape is the fight with the nuke, I'm guessing, right? The end fight with the nuke. And he's saying, until then, I hold the privilege of choice, which means as well, where he's like, until then, like, my choices are like almost like inconsequential. But I would make sense though, like that, like not all the choices, because of course, like if he kills Stell here in this moment, it erases one of the paths towards fighting the nuke, you know?
However, you appear to be ignorant of this. So it's time for me to inquire. Who exactly are you?
Great question. I love the way that like how impactful this is. They were just literally killing each other 2 seconds ago, and they both stopped and are having a chat. Oh my god, are we gonna get an answer?
Not your enemy, perhaps.
Oh my god, everyone's keeping this everything close to the chest.
That's not what I asked.
It's what was answered.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets.
Sure.
Take me. I've also been wanted by the IPC, so it's little wonder I know something about the Stellaron Hunters. That's all.
She is such a mysterious character, so cool. Like the idea that everyone's keeping things so close to the chest is so good, because again, if you, I know it only works like, because in other games it would be annoying if like you have characters constantly being like, maybe not, maybe this is happening, maybe, you know, like, but the fact that these characters are so well written, the factions are so well written, it makes it like so intriguing and exciting whenever someone's like, who knows what I am, you know?
Maybe I can help.
Maybe I can help. Oh my god.
What reason would you have for doing that?
Sam and Acheron team up?
I tend to forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture.
Interesting.
Otherwise.
Holy hell.
So,
She forgot about how to go on the ceiling. Remember? She forgot all of that stuff.
I know who is inside that cold armor.
Huh? Sam is getting hit in the harrier. Look at this.
How about it? Ready to take off that armor and sit down for a talk?
What has transpired here?
It's not yet time. I don't need help, but I can give you a suggestion that would make things better for you and
Let's
me.
hear it. Let us hear it.
If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death, but they're burying the past
Hell.
and the truth about what happened inside the dream.
Holy hell.
Already on it.
Oh, she's like, I'm already doing that.
And the Astral Express is
Great,
no enemy of
great,
yours.
great stuff to say here. Because again, the Astral Express being friends with everybody is something Elio wants. Elio does want this. Not friends with everybody, but wanting to have friends. But also at the same time too, like letting you know, it's like, hey, like even though Stella like disappeared here, Stella ain't here to hurt you. You know.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it.
Oh my god, this is beautiful.
What's next then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go
But was
with
that
her?
like Elio? Did Elio want that though? You know what I mean?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down the Grand Legacy.
And that's happening now, right? Well, I guess like we're about to make some deals.
I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way. But as you can see, here I am, confronting you. I failed. Can't ever go against the script.
So maybe he tried to go against the script then.
The so-called impossible is merely something that is yet to
Oh my
happen.
god, using the Duke Inferno's line.
That's it. Before we split, can I ask you one more thing?
Please.
Is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in that future foreseen by destiny.
It's very interesting to someone like Acheron who doesn't remember stuff very often, wanting to know something about her future that like she might not remember, right? In the way that at least the way she described it as well, but she still wants to know.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
What? Destinyless? Futureless? Unknown variables coming in? This is amazing. This is so amazing.
Hang on.
Oh, and Sam says, hang on. This is such a well-written scene.
I don't.
Don't. What?
Your first question was, do you still have dreams about everyone who died because
God. And that stopped Sam in his tracks for a second.
I don't. Never have.
Oh.
I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh reality. For a little light. And to burn. To keep on burning. Until I turn to ash.
Interesting. So he's saying that like I've never had that escapism. The cold reality is like literally what I have, is all I have.
So
That's why he was stopped in his tracks. Oh my god. Oh my lord.
Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
What a scene. If they give out scenes for, like, awards for scenes in games, like, oh my god, we're back with our crew.
Miss Firefly from Black Swan, but we never expected Miss Robin to.
Sorry, March, I adore you so much, but I gotta talk about Sam and and Acheron for a second. The ending line there, I think, is so interesting because that's what stops Sam in his tracks, was the idea that, like, from Acheron's perspective, Acheron's like, I remember all these people that I've destroyed, and I dream about the people I've killed and all this stuff. Where Sam is kind of like almost envious, where it's like, you know, a lot of people, like, if they were in this line of work, would probably wish to never remember the faces of the people that they've destroyed. And I think it already, like, sets up a different side of Sam that we hadn't seen before, which is someone who, like, probably two things, is probably trying to, like, you know, follow Elio's destiny and that idea, but trying to maybe go outside the lines a little bit, but in the end it still ends up in the same way. So he's learning that, like, Elio's script is, like, being followed to a T almost. But then of course Acheron strikes back with, like, hey, like, yeah, but, like, impossible, you know, is just something that's yet to be discovered yet, so you maybe could do that at some point. He also was like I also think that as well, he's someone that not only just wants to, like, go outside the lines a little bit, but maybe at the same time too, is someone who maybe craves to have, like, an not emotional connection, but to have that, like, escapism that the dream can have, and going along with, like, and dreams, like, are, like, something that aren't just escapism, they're also, like, wishes for the future. They're also, like, looking towards the future, something that you want and stuff like this as well. And I think that, like, what they have here is a character that possibly is like, I'll take the bad dreams of remembering all the people I've killed if it means that I can actually, like, you know, look towards something or have something else in my mind that's actually, like, a beautiful thing. So again, like, I think that line stopped him in his tracks. It's like, hey, like, you know, do you remember the people that you dream about? Did you still dream, you know, about the people you've killed? And he was like that's like, Sam was like this destructive force, and then all of a sudden he's, like, stopped completely in his tracks once again, by Acheron. He asks Acheron, like, where, like, who are you? And Acheron's not giving a straight answer once again, because again, everyone's keeping things so close to the chest here at the same time too. We found out that Sam was trying to separate us. Just all he knew was that he had to separate Stell and the Memory Keeper from Acheron, and at the same time he had to make sure that they went on the path to uncover the legacy, because that's what they're supposed to do, quote unquote. He was never trying to kill Stell, even though, like, he became very close. He made it look very realistic, which makes sense because Elio and Kafka would be furious, like especially Elio. It's like, that's part of the plan to face the nuke, is that we have to have Stell making a bunch of friends. And he literally, like, pushed. Elio saw this. Elio 100% saw the separation of the Memo Keeper and Stell, and then the involvement of Aventurine, and then, like, the friends that Stell is making on this planet as well, this region as well, this planet as well. He saw this 100%, but all that Sam knew was that I had to, like, get them on a certain path. He tried to go outside the lines, but it didn't work. I think it's so interesting as well, because Sam said, like, my future is brief, like, my destiny is brief. It's not like this big thing. I only know, like, basic stuff, which again we know is a plan from Elio as well. Elio only told Kafka what she needed to know. Only telling Sam what he needed to know as well makes sense also at the same time too. If you're only going to tell Kafka some brief stuff, you're only going to tell Sam some brief stuff too. So, like, whilst he didn't know that the Memo Keeper and Stell were going to have this kind of like near alliance. I'm not saying it's happening yet, but near alliance. He was just told to like separate them from Acheron. And I love as well, they said like, Acheron, they're not your enemies. You know what I mean? The Astro Express, and Acheron's like, I know this. I know they're not my enemies, which means that I think in the future, once again, we will have some sort of team up with Acheron as well, because Acheron realizes like, you know, that what destiny is and the idea of destiny. Acheron also says something at the end there, which is like, you know, then you're like already like, if I can get the line up again, if I could, because I could paraphrase, right? But I feel like it's one of those things where it's like getting the actual lineup wouldn't be a bad idea. Wow, I'm a yapper. I was like 3 minutes. I must have talked for so long. Which is fine. But yeah, like, what's the actual line here? Sorry. It's like you're already living in reality. I was born without the ability to dream. I live in this cold, harsh reality for a little light to burn and to keep on burning until I turn to ash. He's always searching for like maybe like little things to get him through stuff. And he's saying, so I envy you. I don't have those dreams. And even though like probably like, you know, again, as you said, most people wish to not see those dreams, he wishes for them. Acheron says, is that so? Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world. He's saying that like is Acheron saying like then you're one of the few that's like living in true reality, like what this is true reality. I think, yeah, that's like one of those things that like Sam is such like an interesting character as well here too. He also says, sorry, there's so much stuff to happen here. He also said that like as you saw here as well, like to Acheron, like you don't have like a destiny, you don't have a predetermined path, which again, for a character like Acheron, who seems to be on a very like a mission of some kind, who doesn't remember stuff, who doesn't remember their past, and keeps forgetting things. A character who, so far has been called many different things and has been told they're different things: a ranger, a person of the hunt, and so far, again, you're not those things. They're not a ranger. I'm not someone of the hunt. To not have like a destiny and to not have like at least a recorded destiny on this path, is probably like something that is maybe expected, as I said, expected, but also at the same time too, probably like a hopeful thing. It was like, hey, did I have a destiny? You know, I need to confirm this, I guess, as well. Very, very interesting way they've done this. Okay, now we're into the conversation. So glad to see my family.
I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you then.
It's okay. It's okay. We met so many people.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while undercurrents bubble up from the dreamscape. Just like that Memo Keeper said.
Okay, so the idea that, like, reality is, I guess, calmer in this sense? Maybe?
Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with finding the murderer.
Yeah, this invitational holiday turned into an Astral Express trip very quickly, but that's our duty.
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. March, do you remember what that family rep who negotiated with us said?
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this, and we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased. That's how it was put, in reference to Miss Firefly.
Wait, so the family is like definitely like, you know, very good at like covering this up, because yes, they probably don't want people to know what happened to Robin very much, right? But like, it showcases like, you know, it'd be very weird if they didn't do this, right? It'd be very weird if they didn't ask for help to uncover what happened to Firefly.
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time.
Yeah.
And he also failed to mention anything about the earlier murder.
That's the thing. It's like he didn't mention anything about Robin, right?
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death. If news gets out, Penacony is going to turn into a bloodbath.
I'd imagine people would be like extremely upset.
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by bringing in reinforcements from outside. The Charmony Festival is nearly here. They must be snowed under.
I'd imagine.
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up.
Yep, 3 people.
So they went with the flow and let more people on the scene to control the situation. After all, the nature of the 2 murders is fundamentally different. The family's first protective measure should be against malicious actors among the guests, such as that IPC envoy.
You're talking about Aventurine? Aventurine is on guard against Acheron, yeah.
Indeed. He was particularly concerned about that Galaxy Ranger.
100%. And again, like as much as I want to be around Aventurine just because he's one of the most interesting characters, there's no doubt that like people like being so suspicious of him in terms of like just being an IPC member makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? Nothing about like his homeworld, because like I would never like discriminate against someone because of their homeworld. It's just more about like obviously the business practices, you know?
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle. Can we believe him?
I don't know if it's really about belief for me.
At this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can trust are ourselves.
Yeah, but it definitely seems that Elio once again wants us to make friends, at least from my perception.
Look, let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one. The fewer facts remaining, the closer we are to the truth.
Yep, makes sense. Ace Attorney style.
I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a whirlpool, spinning around that legacy even after everything that's happened.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective.
Yeah.
But before we start, what are we going to say to the family and Aventurine?
Very interested to hear Himiko and Welt's response.
As I see things, the family harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually commissioned outsiders to investigate
Yes.
a case that's, in all likelihood, a scandal.
110%. I think that not only do they trust us, but they also trust us to like have the best in mind for Penacony, right? We're not gonna like just uncover. We're not gonna go to the screens like right away and uncover the entire scandal. You know, just over like if we find out like, hey, look what happened here. You know, we're not gonna like shout it from the rooftops for our own benefit. You know what I mean? We'll never do something like that just for our own benefit in this case. It makes sense.
Plus, this is the family's turf. Teaming up with them should make things easier for us in the future.
Well, what about Aventurine?
As for that Aventurine, well, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
I genuinely think keeping him a little bit closer isn't a terrible idea.
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us all the
Yep,
while.
that's a good way to put it. He had a hand and bit by bit revealed what his hand was. So yeah, slow playing.
He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but the intent was obvious.
Yeah, that was incredible what he did there when he like basically brought up Firefly without even mentioning Firefly or knowing about Firefly. It was pretty incredible what he did there.
Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty.
Yes.
Aventurine showed his skills, and as far as our interests are aligned, he can become a reliable
I agree. I think keeping Aventurine close, I think he is I think as long as like it values, as long as it works for him business-wise and we can make a deal business-wise, this could work out.
We also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes a move, we have the option to pull out.
This is so smart from Welt.
So you suggest accepting Aventurine's proposal to team up?
Yes. It's risky, but we can only wait until both sides have played their cards before making any further judgments.
I get why, but there's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here. And I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back.
Oh.
She's been bullied a few times
Oh,
now.
Marge.
And I can't stand it anymore.
Oh no, it's like it's fine. No, it's fine. Thank you though, Marge. But she is correct, right? As like, you know, from me, from a story perspective and like being in this world perspective as well, like obviously I want to be closer to Aventurine because I feel like Aventurine like wants to like, you know, even though they have their own plan, I feel like they will help in uncovering, you know, the secrets of Penacony, right? In a lot of ways. You can bully me, whatever. Let's focus on the big picture for now is what I'm going to say. But again, it makes perfect sense that someone like March and all these characters would be kind of like, not only let's be weary, but like March is upset. It's like, look what, like, Stella's just been on this big gigantic thing where everyone's been like pushing around. She's basically being like, you know, it's like, now talk to me. Here's my deal. Here's my perception. And so it is like worry, especially when it's your friend, you know?
You're like a broken record.
Sorry. Apologies.
Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him. If that doesn't work, we can just turn the tables and use it.
I trust you to keep an eye on anybody, honestly.
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine? Everyone, take this time to put together your thoughts.
Oh my god, just one word here? Of course it's not just one word. We decided to accept your request for collaboration. Wonderful, your response came faster than expected. From now on, we'll all be in this together. High School Musical style. Here's a small something for our upcoming partnership. Thanks, boss. That's a lot of money. Bro, you should be more prudent with your money, but I'll take them. Oh, this is just one time. Oops, I pressed send too early. Here's a little extra just for good luck with this new gig. Just anticipate the family is going to sweep Robin's case under the rug as long as they can, so her case is only secret between us. But the other case, that depends on what excuses they have prepared for you guys. I'll take my leave now, and I look forward to outstanding performance from you guys.
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
Sure. Him giving people money, by the way, is 100% another thing in his head where I think he truly like feels like everyone's gonna owe me a little bit. You know what I mean? Remember the time I gave you that money? Come on, Stell. I gave you that money before, remember? You know, or like, or it could just be like a power play as well, where it's like, hey, like, look what I can do. Look at my resources. I think it's like showing your hand without ever truly like saying stuff outright. You know, it's like, look at the resources I have. Look what I can do. Again, as Welt was saying, like a slow hand play as well too. You know, hello, Welt.
Aventurine said something that concerns me.
Okay.
He accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence whatsoever, but said nothing about her connection to that memory zone meme or why he was stalking you.
True. Yeah, like, because again, when the memory zone meme killed Firefly, Acheron's response was, I'm sorry I didn't do something, or I could have done something, but eventually never mentioned like how there could be a connection there.
It was a groundless accusation, which only serves to make him seem more suspicious.
So Welt is basically saying that like because there's no actual evidence behind it, it makes his like it makes it feel like very directed, I guess, it like Acheron. Does Aventurine have any other plans?
Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe he wanted to foster a feeling of enmity towards Acheron and make the situation more volatile. Two birds, one stone.
So in the process of getting our help, he's also making Acheron his enemy, in a way.
However, I asked Don Hung back on the Express to confirm that story about the Annihilation Gang and the lost messages. It wasn't something that Aventurine made up out of thin air.
Right, we could definitely believe that, 100%.
You've met her many times now. What's your impression of Miss Acheron?
Interesting question. She's a very gentle woman. She's a very mysterious woman. She's a very powerful woman. I can't seem to remember. I would say she's very mysterious, right? But again, can I say all three of these, before I found out about like the crazy killing and stuff, I would put all three of these together. I would have described Acheron. I think she's gentle at times. I think she's mysterious. I think she's powerful, but I think she's more mysterious than anything. Weird. Oh, I can't seem to remember, so our memory's lost from that time too, as she said it would, right?
It's the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger to a T. They're eccentric, unpredictable, and fond of being alone.
Right.
No wonder she's a suspect.
But Aventurine seems to think that she's not a Galaxy Ranger. Yeah, I don't know. This is so interesting. This is so interesting. As I said before, like, dialogue in Honkai Star Rail like makes me so happy, honestly. It really does.
Aventurine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC.
Yes.
To do this, he'll have to bring down the family in its entirety to create a big enough chance.
Which, like, again, is like as well as Welt and Himiko were saying, it's like it really feels like and Welt was saying there as well. It really feels like Aventurine like is a two birds one stone kind of guy. So like whilst he's helping us out, he's like working on his other plan too.
The existence of death will be covered up by the family. So how does he plan on taking them down? It's got to be something important enough that everyone will notice. But it also can't be anything too out in the open.
So does Himiko think, and it makes sense that the course of action maybe possibly for Aventurine is to publicly expose maybe what's going on here, because that would break the trust possibly as well, you know, because it's saying it's something important enough that everyone will notice, and that could be like again breaking down that veil. Breaking down an idea like this perception that they're always protected, but he can't do it too out in the open because if he does, they're going to just stop him right away, you know? Love this. Perhaps he's going for the hotel?
An attack on the hotel guests? Unlikely. Penacony's guests include quite a few bigwigs known throughout the whole cosmos.
Right.
People who not even the IPC would dare take lightly. Aventurine is a shrewd merchant, and there's no way he doesn't know that.
Yeah, he's not going to burn bridges like that. Perhaps he's going for the family?
He's definitely going for the family. And it's just a matter of how. The harmony is strong in Penacony, and almost impossible to take on head-to-head. The fact that the IPC dispatched Aventurine shows that they do not intend to simply play by the book.
They said we need to send someone crafty. Perhaps he's going for Acheron?
Aventurine has devoted considerable attention to her. But this Galaxy Ranger, we know hardly anything about her, and can't rush to any conclusions.
I agree. Perhaps he's going for the Astro Express. I do not think so.
I was also considering this possibility. Especially because he respects you so much, and has sought you out before a few times.
That's lovely.
Perhaps he's also unsure of your intentions and is probing.
I mean, that would make sense, right? Because I think that the phrasing here is wrong. I don't think he's trying to kill us on the Astro Express or like go for us in that way. But maybe like, you know, trying to make that connection with us at the same time too, and trying to find out what we're after as well is a good idea too. He said he's touched base with a lot of people. No conclusions can be drawn just yet.
I'm just speculating. In any case, we have to be careful when handling Aventurine. He's skilled at reading people and discerning the right moment to strike. Also, he's clearly a born gambler if he's willing to go all in to win.
Right. Yeah, we get that vibe from Aventurine, and I love what Himiko's saying here. Like, she kind of like, you know, and I feel like Welt and Himiko are very good at that. They like, you know, talk us through like our feelings and our ideas. I love that she went through like every single faction here as well. Now, not every single faction, every single option here as well that we have so far, but we don't get to actually like do any like conclusions yet, which is like a very like you know, it keeps things very open and stuff to, at the same time too. But I love the concept that the IPC are like, hey, we need someone like that's not going to do things completely by the book. That's going to be a little bit off the wall. Let's send Aventurine, right? Very, 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 very interesting, honestly. Let's go talk to our gal, March. March, what do you think of this? She's like, Kafka.
I hope it's not too soon to bring it up, but I feel like Miss Robin isn't actually dead, but that she's still alive and well. Somewhere. That everything's just some
Interesting.
prank.
It just feels so surreal.
Because aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? How could someone die in a beautiful dreamscape like this? Shouldn't only good things happen here?
I think this is like a very like heartbreaking thing for March to say, but it's very true as well, right? It's the idea that like, why is this happening in this place that has been advertised on escapism?
Whenever I see the Grand Theater, I just can't stop all these thoughts from flooding my head.
Oh man. Do you think the family's behind all this?
No. After all, they've brought everyone this sleepy dreamscape, which everyone loves. I just feel like I'm starting to understand them less and less.
That makes perfect. That's totally reasonable, right? This thing that they built up as a perception, a clean film of a layer like of cling film over their or like this rose tint that they've had over everything. Once that starts to slip, you start to question everything, and that makes perfect sense.
Everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Nobody knows what's happened. It's all so unreal. As if Firefly, Miss Robin, and us, we're all outsiders from another world.
Oh my god, and again, it's one of those things where, like, March is being so, like, I think, emotionally intelligent here as well, and especially in the way she's expressing this too. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, what I'm picking up is, like, the idea that, like, because, like, you know, Robin is such a huge deal, Firefly was a stowaway, and, like, also at the same time as well, we're also outsiders as well from different worlds. Like, the fact that no one is even reacting because they don't know the biggest star, the most famous person in Penacony is dead, it does feel like they just never really were from here in a way.
Aw, what a mess. I really want a nice cool drink of soda to help
Let me
calm
buy
down.
one. I'll treat you to 10.
But then I'd be just like everyone
Oh
else
my
out on the
god, what a freaking line. Are you kidding
Looks like
me?
Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's turn our attention to the family's assignment for now. Himiko, what do you think?
What March said there was, I could just try to enjoy myself, but then I'd just basically be in my own escapist dream world just like everyone else around me. I have to stay awake. I have to be perceiving. Very, very cool line.
Among our current clues, the two murders that she witnessed are the most directly connected. I suggest starting here. One thing I'm curious about is, if a person dies in a dream, what happens to them in real life?
Yes.
Seeing as we're at the family's behest, why not pop back out to reality and verify Miss Firefly's situation back at the hotel? Perhaps we could also make a few inquiries about Miss Robin while we're out there.
How about we split off into two groups? There are still some things worth focusing on inside the dreamscape. I'll investigate those, and we can link up again later.
Worth focusing on? Oh. No problem. I'll leave it to you.
If Welt says he has got to focus on something, I'm like, sure, but...
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himiko and Mr. Yang go out on a mission
Oh, that's
together.
sweet, isn't it?
Oh well. Take care then, Mr. Yang.
He thought he was going to... Oh, that's really sweet.
I will.
Thought you're going to
Keep
see
in
the two of them
touch.
together. Sorry about that, Welt. So we're separating the two teams. Welt?
Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
Wait, oh, he felt something. He felt... Acheron, what? At this moment? Acheron is kind of
I'd be
scary.
embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Getting stared like that?
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express. I believe you've met my colleagues.
This is why Welt and Himiko were so great, by the way. Because if I was in Welt's shoes, I'd be on the ground being like, that's Acheron! Because they're such like a mysteriously like, in a way scary character, but like obviously I think they're so cool. But like Welt, you know, knowing how to react right away, be diplomatic, right? But he still had that little bit of shock on his face, right?
Well,
This is so cool. This is so cool.
Is there something about my name?
first, don't you want to know my name?
I think he probably knows.
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure
Oh
in
my
Penacony.
god.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders, that the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade, and that you're now attempting to unleash another bloodbath on Penacony.
Love the Welt is just saying this outright, right? Just saying what people think.
The Annihilation Gang.
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr.
Oh.
He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this.
So she's saying that, like, in the end, he destroyed himself?
And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're
Wait,
wielding?
what? Is she talking about the Stellaron?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane.
The cane?
So you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable...
The conversation just shifted instantly. Arms folded, eyes pressed down, looking at her, you know, face pressed, a little bit like more serious, saying you know too much now, so now it's uncomfortable.
Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational disintegration.
What? Gravitational disintegration?
That shouldn't be necessary. But if it makes the Nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy.
Oh my god. He said to her, like, I'm gonna use this black hole to destroy you? Is that what his cane is?
Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron. Those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony is solely to fulfill an old, final request.
And what is this final request?
I'm here for the Watchmaker's list.
Okay.
And that's it. I think I've been honest.
So that's like quite a few people are here for the same thing.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
Welt being this serious, by the way. Like, I think that's why he sent us off, right? For sure.
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few words. Everyone has their own unspeakable path.
Sure.
Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board.
Again, what did he say? What were the exact words? I don't even want to paraphrase because they were perfect. Your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable depths.
Is she okay? That memo keeper didn't do anything.
Are you talking about Stell?
Right?
She's fine.
Yes.
Let's just stick with the topic. Gaining my trust depends on how much you're willing to reveal.
But Acheron, I think, showed a genuine concern. And that's what's so interesting about Stell is that, like, she's like the most, like, in-demand character ever, right? But not only that, you have, like, Black Swan wanting her to be safe for some reason, Acheron worrying about her safety for some reason, Aventurine worrying about her safety more just to make a deal, like, Kafka worrying and Elio worrying about Stell's safety so they can fight the Duke. Like, there is so much in... and our Astral Express wanting Stell's safety because they love her. Like, Stell is so, like, in the weirdest way possible, loved. You know what I mean? Like, she's... Like, imagine having that many people just wanting you to be safe, you know?
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes
Man.
just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize...
Oh, God. I don't like when people in Penacony realize stuff, honestly.
The secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze.
Oh?
That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family.
So in the family?
If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this.
So
claim.
Acheron's saying it's the family, not me, that's the source of this tragedy. Of all tragedy, though, as well.
Mr. Yang, I think you've come to the same conclusion.
Oh my God.
haven't you?
Let's leave it at that. For now, I'll choose to believe that you bear no hostility.
I mean, I feel like they could have, like, wrecked Sam some more, you know what I mean? I feel like they could have, like, you know?
Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid
Fair.
proof.
Right, so fair.
Mm-hmm. By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? No. 4
What?
cups.
Acheron saying, let's go for a drink?
Because the conversation coming up will last forever.
That's for, oh my god, what is happening? At the same time, the hotel in the real world. Give me a second.
I've been watching her closely for a while now.
Who are you talking to?
And the first invitation
Who are you talking to?
was in the banquet hall of the hotel.
Who are you talking to? That conversation between Welt and Acheron is so, and again, it's so interesting, but it's also, once again, the factions and the way they built up the different, not even just factions, the way they built up the different ideals, the different wants, everyone's own plan, everyone's objective, everyone's feelings for Stell, it all culminates in Penacony in this beautiful way that, like, it's constantly interesting. It's one of those things where, like, I genuinely believe now at this stage, whichever character shows up and talks to us next about stuff, I'm going to be glued to the screen. Everyone has like their own like feelings about what's happening, their own objectives, and they're constantly expressed in the most interesting way possible as well. You know, I love that like she found out two things about the Express, about the Stellaron, and apparently about like this black hole cane. And in the process, this is why Welt's such an interesting character as well. Welt is a kind and gentle person. He is our dad. He is so good to Stell, he's so good to Don Hong, he's so good to Marcia, it almost makes me cry whenever I think about it, right? And him, just like Himiko is our mom, you know what I mean? So good. But the two of them are so fantastic, and when it comes to business time, they are business. I don't mean business in terms of making deals. When it comes to being serious, they get serious. And in that moment, I truly believe that Welt was like, someone's following us, right? Or someone's looking around us, and that's why Himiko's like, I'll lead the two girls away, which is so sweet. Right, I'll bring them over here. And then Welt was so willing. He was shocked at first, then willing to have a cordial conversation. And then as soon as she mentioned the cane and like even before the Stellaron, he's like, okay, now you gotta tell me who you are, and if you don't, violence, you know. And then when you mentioned this, she mentioned the Stellaron, and then mentioned the idea of like the family. I truly believe then like Welt was probably like, okay, she's maybe calling a bluff here in a way, but also like I kind of like follow what she's saying as well. She also said as well that like she wasn't the one who killed Ifrit, and I guess Ifrit would have like destroyed himself in the process of maybe trying to destroy her, possibly. That's interesting in the way they put that there too. And she said the source of everything, it's not here, was is the family. That's what it is. Like that's what of all tragedy. And then she said, you want to go for a drink? It's one of those things like the conversation will last forever. I love the direction the conversation went. Now, who's Black Swan talking to?
She just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up. I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet dreams. Only for people allergic to Soul Glad. And she said...
Is she talking about Acheron?
Really?
Yes.
But I don't taste any difference at all between them.
Interesting. So your dance partner, Acheron.
The guest rooms are charmingly minimalist.
This is minimalist? I guess maybe for like Honkai, there's like 20 TVs.
An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron.
Is Acheron being minimalist?
It's a cinch. This music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. There are latent memories that linger on it.
Oh my god. Please just look at the camera and say, Calvin, here's what I need to tell you.
You see, memories of you are not yours alone. They travel in other people, other things.
True.
I know much, and I can predict even more. With some help, the dead can be made to speak.
Oh, what are you talking about, Black Swan? Because the starting point here with the sentence is so true, by the way. Your memories are like within everything, right? They even said like it's a reflection of a TV, you know?
The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them? Well, let me reveal all.
Are we going to see it? This is insane.
Gradation 12. Dreamscape 12. Father, I dedicate this to you.
Is that the one who was the puppet?
Well done,
Dubra, yeah.
Dubra. Wherever they go, shall be met by annihilation.
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one is probably his progeny. This is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted. Then, what happened next?
I love she's doing this all through memories as well, right? So she heard about Dubras accepting the invitation here.
They sought refuge in a land of sleep, merely wishing for undisturbed rest, away from the storm.
He sees this as cowardly, right?
Children of the flame, this marks your rite of passage.
Yeah, he sees this as cowardly. He sees it as delaying the inevitable.
She won't be necessary. I alone am enough.
Katharina? Is that what's her name?
When have thou, on the path of destruction, feared death?
Is this just a dialogue from the trailer?
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no idea what lies and
That's so, yes, 100%. They're hyping themselves up like crazy, not knowing what they're about to meet. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's go do this, guys. And then, like, they meet Acheron. So crazy.
Recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon.
She'll be
and
here?
Time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. In fact, I think I'd better go all
Okay.
out.
What did you... For something to shock Black Swan, what did you see?
What happened?
Nothing? It's like blocked out.
The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. That's a fact, and that's how it should have gone. But along the way...
Something was blocked out. Is it Acheron's memory?
It's like it's been erased.
What?
Who's done this?
Acheron did say that she was forgetting stuff, so is someone maybe, like, deliberately erasing stuff? She's hearing something, but it's, like, muffled, right?
Who are you?
What?
Who are you?
Who is... No, what are you doing? It's...
No. Is this not a memory?
What are you talking about, Black Swan?
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of Recollection? Or the Cremators?
What's his voice?
My name is Constance.
Oh,
A pleasure to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony
no.
and send it unforgettable time together.
Constance was the scariest one of the group, by the way. For sure. She was the one who was dressed in, like, unbelievably, like, fancy clothing.
But that seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet star, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you, I know what you're looking for.
Oh, you do? You do? This is such an interesting way of bringing Constance into the story.
Want her secret? I can give it to you, and then
What?
you can enjoy the banquet.
Oh my
for
god.
me.
Oh my god. So Constance has Acheron's secret?
I wish you unforgettable memories.
I have chills. Why is a phone call giving me chills?
A phone. Wanna listen in?
At this moment on the other side. Oh my god. What is that loading screen?
A few days ago, the IPC made an announcement. Under the watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar Peace Charter, the independent Sigonian sovereignty has hereby been established.
Oh?
And shall take a legislative seat at the Interstellar
Oh, okay. So Sigonian got its independence? That's fantastic, right? That's good. Unless I don't know, like, with the history of but like of a country or whatever, but like if they were maybe like possibly colonize, possibly taken over. But that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing.
The formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the Sigonia system. This move puts an end to the planet's long and bloody history, turning the sensational Kataka-Abjin extinction event into a distant memory.
So they're saying that this moment like is putting a lot of the violence in the past?
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection of the Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. The planet's surface environment is known for being extremely harsh, constantly faced with the threat of impact from small-scale celestial
So they're always like in danger, I guess?
This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home, dividing themselves into several tribes to eke out nomad lifestyles as they struggle to survive the arid desert wilderness. They have developed their own folk beliefs that are independent of the Eon belief system.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's nomads that like go that have their own way of living, have their own way of surviving, have their own culture, have their own beliefs, and are kind of like have maybe no choice, but like it's a big part of like maybe their history as well to be nomads as well, you know.
Sigonia.
Wait.
Ravenous
Wait.
eye of the storm, spurned by all the
Wait, is this a blonde baby? Are we saying this can't be Aventurine? It's a blonde baby. By the way, this music's beautiful. Signonia, ravenous eye of the storm, spurned by all the gods. That's like saying like this place is like not even like the gods don't even like focus on this place.
land of rock, but not water.
Oh my god.
Lightning, but not rain. Blood, but not tears.
This is horrible.
Beat us with your falling stars. You lash us with wind and storm. You chew us up with the cracked earth.
So like there's even this expression here, like, you know, lightning lightning but not rain means like you're getting all the very scary aspects without any of the benefits. Blood but not tears means like, you know, you're getting like hurt without any emotions. You beat us with falling stars is saying that like something that you truly wish on that's magical is hurting us. You lash us with wind and storm. Like rock but not water means like you have all the harsh, you know, elements of like a riverbed, but without any of the benefits of the water. Like that's horrible.
You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked us beneath a sword of bitterness. Oh, Gaiathra Triclops, if thou can hear me, please open up thy three eyes and gaze upon this child.
Man. So she's like begging someone to for a god to like notice. I might take a screenshot just of these words as well, but like begging like a god to notice this child.
When you took his father, my child was still sleeping in my belly. And where my husband went, I too soon must go.
So she's saying she's gonna die soon?
I don't ask for a peaceful death. Just for you to tell me, does the baby swaddled sweetly asleep? Does he dream of his mother's heartbeat and the sound of falling rain? Please tell me.
Holy hell.
Whether this life is all just a fleeting dream.
She's even saying here, like, I don't care if you make me suffer. All I want to know is, does this baby think of me? Does it feel me? Was it connected to me? And does it dream of the sound of falling rain? Which falling rain, by the way, usually means more bountiful harvest. It usually means more of a fertile land. Dreaming of falling rain is like I'm dreaming of a better tomorrow in a way. And then tell me where this life is all a fleeting dream. It's like, Is this real or is this all just like fake?
Otherwise, why would this child
Holy
be born
freaking
to face
hell.
impending death?
It's like he's born and already he's like facing these harsh climates and harsh time.
Mommy!
What the hell, man?
Mommy, the rain. It's raining.
It's raining, yeah.
Raining?
Didn't Eon notice that what she was saying? This is a highly emotional moment.
It is raining.
Oh my god.
It's true. Those outworlders weren't lying to us. They really did summon the rain. Mommy, we can leave here. We can go back home.
The Outworlders summon the rain?
Back home. Gaiathra Triclops.
The emotion in her voice, she's lost.
Do you hear that? Thank you.
Getting even a small win in this situation for her is and it's not small. This feels like the Daeon has like has gazed upon her on the child.
Darling, listen. This is the sound of rain. On the day you were born, the sky also sent down a gift like this from Gaiathra. Such a lucky child. Such a blessed child. Just like your name.
Blessed child.
A gift from them to Avgen. My boy. May the goddess Gaiathra close her eyes 3 times.
This is my mouth is like wide open looking at this as well. Just to make sure we're reading over all this as well. She's saying on the day you were born, it was raining, so that's why she's saying it's like you were blessed. You were given a gift from Gaiathra. You're a lucky child. A blessed child. Just like your name, a gift from them to Avgen, my boy. May the goddess gather to close its eyes 3 times. So the goddess has to close its eyes 3 times for some reason. You're blessed just like your name. Now, if it is Aventurine, right? If it is Aventurine, like the meaning behind an Aventurine stone is that, right? If I remember, I can look it up, but like I was about to say I don't want to get spoilers, but like we could have, but I think Aventurine is like luck, and like yeah, I think it is like based on like luck and like new. What's the word I'm looking for? Like something like not something good will happen, but it's almost like based on like, you know, what's the word? Like not fortune. Yeah. So it's something on those lines of like great luck, is it like prosperity, like not fortune, but like being. You get what I'm saying? It's based on that, like, so that would make sense. A lucky child, just like your name. So an Aventurine. So this is Aventurine. Holy hell, man.
Keep your blood eternally pulsing.
So this is probably his mother saying that you were born a blessed child. A lucky child.
Let your journey be forever peaceful. And your schemes.
Your schemes?
Forever concealed.
I mean, he's doing a good job with that part too. This is a really interesting scene.
Welcome to this sad world.
Oh.
Kakavasha.
Kakavasha is another word for A child blessed by Gyathra. So Aventurine would be a Kakavasha. Interesting.
Time to wake up, gambler.
Ratio? Wait, so that was his memories. Did Black Swan see that? Or was that just a different scene or crossing over of a different scene? Because in his memories there, right? They were showing the harsh climates like the nomads and the people of Signonia would have to have dealt with, what they give them on the land, and his mother was clearly just begging for like someone to just like the god to just like take notice of this child. And it seems like the name that he has, Aventurine, which is like, I believe, again, I can look up the stone itself, because like it's not gonna be a spoiler if I look up a stone. You know what I mean? It literally says a stone of opportunity. So yeah, that would make perfect sense. Naming a child after something so lucky and an opportunity, and stuff, I guess, and then wishing for someone to gaze upon them, and then like, you know, having that reaffirmed maybe at least in your mind, like, oh, they have wished upon us. It was raining on the day you were born. Now it's raining the day that I asked for you to be, you know, for your schemes to always be concealed and like all this stuff and to be prosperous. There's a belief now that he is a child, a Kakavasha, a child that was touched by the Aeon, or at least gazed upon by the Aeon. Very interesting stuff.
Oh heavens. I must have drunk too much Soul Glad. Didn't expect you to be back so soon. How is it? Find anything?
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories. They're still streaming the rehearsal for her ceremony, using a stand-in, I guess. They must be dreaming.
Honestly, like it is crazy when you think about it, because obviously, like for the idea of Penacony, that's what they do, right? It's like keeping up a perception, but it is to me still like one of those things where it's like an insane thing that like they're still advertising like this ceremony, you know. But obviously, that's what Penacony is. Yeah.
Of course. Who could imagine that death would actually descend upon
the Aventurine, yes.
by the family? Let alone that the victim would be the female lead of the Charmony Festival.
This is the crux of everything, as why they'll be able to cover this up easier than other things. No one's going to believe Robin's going to die, and no one's going to believe death would descend upon this idyllic world.
To be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself, until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. Whenever there's any danger, I'm forced awake by the
I'm glad you did wake up.
Everything were just a nightmare.
So he's saying like he didn't believe it and tested it. That's very strange. But I guess like it kind of fits Aventurine's character of like gaining like a foothold in like every situation where it's like, well, now I know.
That's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets lurking behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme. When I graciously deigned to establish connections with the Oak family on your behalf, they were quite in a pitiful state of disarray. Besides Robin, there was another.
Oh, Rachel knows about this.
I don't know the exact details, just that it was a
very interesting. These two guys are so cute. It's actually insane. I'm sorry, guys. Stops me in my tracks every time.
2 murder cases? I told you something seemed off about the Nameless. Oh, she must have come across the other
Yeah, but
one.
you knew there was another one. You knew there was... Well, didn't know. Like, they said the thing just in case that's what, you know, Stell knew.
This murderer is a psycho. And I have to say, the case does represent an opportunity. We can leverage the family's malfeasance and let the IPC use this as a reason to intervene. Again,
this is what they want to do, right? They want to make it seem like they can no longer control this place, right?
It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. Robin's stand-in was all ready to go. These 2 murders are definitely getting hushed up.
That's the thing, they already have her like a stand-in?
What should we do? Let me think. It's too rare an opportunity to miss out on, so I gotta be careful.
Incredible gambler. Have you already exhausted your limited repertoire of tricks so soon?
Hey, you're both pretty. Stop fighting. No, like what's so interesting about their conversations all the time, like, is that, like, I said it last time, they're a perfect combination of characters to talk to each other. Dr. Ratio with the character who, like, doesn't take much nonsense, is very snarky, but also someone who, like, you know, it doesn't, like, you know, is very much like, used to Aventurine at this point, while Aventurine from the other side of this as well is a character who, like, loves pushing buttons a little bit, knows they get under Dr. Ratio's skin. So, like, they're able to come back at these each other with these jabs as well all the time.
Oh, there are plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose
Sure.
carefully. The most straightforward has to be Robin. Remember? That masked fool once told me to find a mute as a friend.
She did. When she was being very horrible to Aventurine, she said to find someone who can't disagree with you or fight or talk back.
Robin is what she calls the mute. She has lost her
What?
voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. Not produced by any voice
Wait.
box, but rather by the resonance of the harmony.
Is he saying that Sparkle pushed him to find Robin? Are you serious in that conversation?
If that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was up with the family. Or Robin herself. To get to the bottom of this, I tried every way I could to meet
But it didn't work out. That's very interesting if that's what Sparkle did, by the way.
But she died. Right before
Right in front of you.
my very eyes.
A complete and utter loss. Incidentally, it seems to have resulted in your rather undignified arrival on the interrogation stand.
Well, like he's been interrogated?
There were eyewitnesses at the scene, and the family, in their graciousness, has tentatively accepted your alibi. However, for the foreseeable future, you shall, regrettably, find yourself under the vigilant watch of the
And that makes sense. It's like, hey, yeah, okay, we accept your alibi, but you're being watched.
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. Starting
Great shot.
to break out in a cold sweat. Do you reckon there's still any chance of a comeback, given how things...
I love how he's also like asking for Dr. Ratio's like perspective as well, because while there is like a bite to each other where they like, you know, bite back at each other, they're snarky with each other, they love to get in each other. Well, at least Aventurine loves to get on his nerves. There's clearly respect between the two of them in some way, you know?
A probability. Yes, it exists, but it verges on the infinitesimal. To phrase it in a manner more befitting the vernacular of Penacony, your dream.
Oh my god. He said in your dreams, buddy.
But if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then there just so happens to be a suitable candidate. That man wants to see you.
Which
again.
man?
Who?
Sunday.
What? Okay, that's a big deal though, right? If Sunday wants to see Aventurine? The smile on Aventurine's face.
Is this a public hearing or a private trial?
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature to stoop to the role of a mere messenger.
Oh no.
Fine. Well, that's great. It's all great. You see, the dead can't talk, but the living can.
Did you? I sense a little bit of a shakiness in Aventurine's voice, so I think he is nervous about this, but obviously, like, you know, it doesn't befit Aventurine to show some nervousness.
Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Oh, just you wait and see. That man's sister has died. He can't sit on his hands. Well, without any further ado, let's set off. Lead the way. The show.
The show.
Is about to begin.
They've talked about the show for a while, right? The stage, setting the stage.
We're here. The Dewlight Pavilion is the Oak family's fortress and a place where heads of the families meet to discuss great plans for...
I didn't think we'd see it like this.
A fortress? I like this metaphor. I dealt with the warlords of the Honkai Star system not long ago, and their synchronized orbital manor wasn't this heavily guarded.
So this is a heavily guarded space.
This mansion nominally belongs to Sunday, and is very befitting of its owner. Without his express invitation, the likes of ordinary guests would never grace these grounds in their lifetimes. Look around while you still have this moment of freedom.
Hey Doc, whose side are you on?
Who's to say I won't sell you out?
You won't. Don't do that to Aventurine.
We'll see. When we meet the authoritarian master of the Oak family, I'll pry an answer out of him.
Follow me and I'll bring you to his parlor. Hold your tongue and let me deal with the members of the family.
Fate's Ensemble. As the story unfolds, you'll have a chance to progress the story. Wait, what? When entering character's POV for the first time, the character will automatically be placed in your team. You can check the Fate's Atlas to... Wait, what? We literally have different character missions now? We're playing as Aventurine. If you didn't change your POV to continue the story... What? You can literally change your POV... Oh my lord. And we can switch back and forth between different POVs. That is such a fun idea. I didn't expect that at all. And now we can play as Aventurine. I did not expect that at all. Oh my god. So now we have it. Wait, can we travel places? I think we can literally travel places, by the way. I maybe not, I'm not sure. But what a great way of having like a mechanic introduced to the games that doesn't intrude on like you're playing of the game already. Right? Like it's in a way it actually like works out really well, because like now like we have this amazing like moment where we get to play as another character. But it doesn't also introduce in the world, like you can actually go for extended periods of time now, possibly, because you don't have to worry about like, oh, well, I have to leave the space and come back and leave the space and come back. We're legitimately playing. This is a situation, by the way, we're not playing as Aventurine in terms of just like the gameplay. Right now, our POV, our character is Aventurine. Okay, so, I honestly, there was so much like conversations going on and so much dialogue here. I'm not complaining because again, like, you know, it's one of those things that like I feel like is needed when there's so many factions and so many different ideals around. But I went back and I like looked through the video just like, you know, as much as possible, and kind of like, you know, just in case I forgot something, I want to talk about stuff. I'm not going to remember everything, but we'll talk about all the stuff that was going on in this episode. We started off with a conversation with Aventurine. He was talking about how like the Dreamweavers link minds together to protect like the dream, like this defensive line, and not even like the Memory Keeper has broken through. And Aventurine thinks that Acheron is behind, like, breaking through this. Like, a death has been able to break through this. And he also believes that someone is going to die again. And he uses the Duke Inferno as, like, a big example. It's like, it's just, his evidence is, like, the Duke Inferno. He was also saying that usually you're just awoken from a dream, but death has permeated. It's permeated this seal, this barrier that was put up as well. I think he even tested this as well, which he talks about later on, which is so crazy, too. And he tells us, like, keep our distance from Acheron and that we don't want to get stuck on the wrong side of whatever agendas that everyone has, because everyone has an agenda. And I love that he said this too, because that's what it feels like in this game. Everybody has an agenda. Everyone has their own idea and their own motivation. And his motivation 100% is very clear, to get us, like, away from Acheron, right? That's what he wants for sure. He has it out for Acheron for sure. But I love that he said, yeah, it's 100% is like the idea that, like, it's such a rich story in a sense that like there's so many different motivations, so many different factions, and it's always so interesting seeing how they're going to play into this story, you know? He wants to make a beneficial deal, a mutually beneficial deal, where we can avenge the death of Robin, which is so interesting because he confirms this later on too. He actually, and Black Swan confirms this too, he saw in our eyes when we were talking about the death that there was more than one death that happened and we were upset about it. So he says, you can avenge Robin, which is basically a replacement to be like, whoever it was that died, you can avenge. He's so smart. He is so smart. Black Swan confirms this. Yeah, Black Swan definitely confirms this. and he will get to take back Penacony for the IPC. Which makes sense, as a lot of Penacony is like, I guess, dependent on the idea of escapism. So like that rose tint is what keeps everyone kind of like very happy. The thought of like Robin dying, for example, in this world is like something that is unfathomable to people. And if she did die in this world, it would break the immersion that people have in this world. You know, you would break that immersion. It really would. Yeah. And like, honestly, like it's another thing as well, like what people like to utilize as well. A lot of times before as well, the people like to utilize the reputation that the Astral Express has. Can not only like work well with the IPC, but also can get close to the family. And he would definitely want that as well, honestly. Black Swan believes that Penacony, like, troubles could be something that is natural, or it could just be like a breaking point that's been happening. It's been happening over time, or it could be intentional, which again, like, doesn't give us a lot, but again, Black Swan doesn't like speaking in absolutes. She gave us a card to guide us if she's not around. A very sweet thing. I think Black Swan's like, nature with us is kind of like, I want to make sure that she's safe, obviously, because I want to see her, you know, make more memories, honestly, which I think is a really cool character trait from Black Swan as well. I feel a comfort with Black Swan, even if she's like, you know, not fully trustworthy. It's like a thing where it's like, you know, 50% not trusting her, 50% I, you know, want her to, you know, read the phone book to me. She's amazing. I love being around her. The fight between Sam and Acheron is one of the most incredible scenes as well. I adored how it stopped, like, in just the way that it did. Like, such violence and energy and anger stopped by the sentence, "Do you still dream of the people you've slain?" Right? I don't know if that's the exact, I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. And like, then it goes to a flashback. And again, that fight stopping, the reason why it's so beautiful again is because there's such violence, and that one line stops him in his tracks. It shows Sam is just much more than just like this destructive force. During this flashback with the Duke Inferno, we find out that she's not a member of the Hunt. Duke Inferno knew she was an Emanator, and there's also a secret reason why she keeps the sword in its hilt. Duke Inferno kind of counters her, saying like, hey, like the idea that like, hey, like everything is meant to be destroyed, everything exists to be destroyed. And he also says something, the impossible is just something that's yet to happen. So he believes that stuff that like is deemed impossible can be made to happen as well. I'm not sure if she killed him in the end, because later on she talks about the idea of like, oh, he sacrificed himself. I'm not sure if that's the way it actually goes. But even in this scene as well, I thought it was beautiful, because like, we heard about like, you know, he has these followers like, you know, Constance and all that, who were like, oh yes, we believe in destruction. But as soon as like he's in trouble, they like work to try and save him, you know, because again, they're not just like him. They're not fully like him at all. Yeah, the idea of like her not being part of the Hunt means there's more secrets to her as well. The idea of her sword isn't her secret also at the same time too. And the fact as well that Duke knew she was an Emanator, but we don't know exactly where she, you know, what Emanator she is of. I was assuming at one point, I was thinking like maybe destruction, but like, I don't know. I have no idea what it could be. Maybe she actually does have like an emanation with Nanook, but who knows? Yeah, the stuff with Sam was incredible. And he's like, it's weird because like earlier on I said he seems to want to make his own path, but at the same time too, he like is allowed to make his own decisions based with it, because I guess Elio probably sees it like, oh, like whatever decisions you make won't actually impact the story that much as long as you do this. Because Acheron could tell that Sam never intended to kill Stell. She just knows that like she said like, I can see disguise when I know a disguise when I see one, because she puts up a disguise herself. And she even says something like it was a destiny slave that made you do this. Yes, Elio seemed to have made Sam to separate Black Swan and Stell away from Acheron, so again they could like find Aventurine possibly as well, because that's what Elio was seeing. Elio was trying to make Stell make as much friends as possible, and in that moment it was the best way to separate Stell and Acheron. And what's so funny about that as well is that I even said in the last episode, I was like, would Kafka not be pissed? And it makes sense now. He wasn't actually trying to kill her. I was literally just like saying, would Kafka not hate this? He says he like holds the privilege of choice. But it feels like no matter what, maybe you can't actually go against the script. He even says in the end, like, you can't go against the script. And even when, like, it's so interesting when you talk about the disguises that they both have up as well. Sam talks to Acheron and says, like, you know, hey, like, who are you? And he goes, not your enemy. I've been wanted by the IPC. I'm all these things, but, like, I'm not your enemy. The same way Acheron says to, Sam says to Acheron, the Astral Express is not your enemy. And she's like, yeah, I get that as well. Acheron was also saying that she forgets a lot of stuff on her path, like a lot of her memories and stuff, and they get like erased. And later on, we see something like that as well with Black Swan. The idea of like someone getting their memories maybe intentionally erased. But the question she asked to Sam, do you dream of the people that you've slain? He says, no, I don't dream. The only thing he has is a harsh reality, and he has to keep burning until I turn to ash. But again, it's a terrifying prospect, the idea of like, you know, not having any aspirations or dreams. You just know they have to keep going and keep burning. But there's also nothing about Acheron in the script that Elio has, which is, to me, like terrifying. Like the idea like someone is not even being able to be seen by Elio, at least in this script. There's not, like Acheron's not supposed to play a part in this, but she's here. You know what I mean? So I guess that's another part of the jealousy that probably like Sam has, which is like, I have to play by the script all the time. Or at least I end up playing by the script no matter what, but you get to have your own dream, you know? And I love even that she said like, we have a chat without armor on, you know what I mean? Because then it's like, I think without armor on is not like physical. It's like, hey, let's put down the disguises, you know what I mean? So I wonder, Acheron's character is so interesting in this sense, and so is Sam. Like, they went from being characters that were just brutalizing each other to having this like very beautiful and interesting conversation. Where the impression I got from Sam now is a character who like is constantly like trying to like make his own way. He's allowed to make his own decisions, but he is still fallen into the line with the script. And it seems Elio, no matter what, he is you know he's Destiny's slaves. He's walking that path. He is walking that path. While Acheron seems like a character who like wants to know more about herself, but also at the same time is expecting bad answers, expecting like the worst, you know. It seems like that anyway. But she also is like saying to Sam like, I would love to like talk to you, I guess, like without, you know, all this disguise up, and Sam's kind of like, you know, that's just, it's not possible at this stage or wherever, you know. And they both have disguises up, they both have this guard up, and it's a very interesting conversation that they both had about like memories and dreams, and you know, the different perceptions of what their dreams are and all this stuff as well. I loved it. I loved that whole scene. It was so amazing. We got to see the crew again, which was so nice as well. And it's interesting that they say like, you know, the family has no ill will towards us, and neither is Aventurine. Aventurine respects us greatly. That's what Himiko was saying. So we have this like in with both of them, I guess, and it actually like works really well, because we could be like an ally with the IPC and the family at the same time. And that means that we never tread on either of their boots, because we have like a great working relationship and allegiance with both of them at that same time too. It was also very beautiful to see Don Hong so upset for us, and March was so upset for us too. Don Hong wanted to come and help. March was like so upset thinking about what we had to go through. They're just sweethearts. This is our family. This is so our family. Honestly. They talked about Aventurine's accusations as well with Acheron. But also at the same time, it's like, yeah, he has these accusations, but how do we prove how she's connected to the memory zone? And it seems like for sure, as we said earlier, he wants to foster that bad feeling towards Acheron. And Himiko's, talked about we talked about earlier, the idea of like taking down the family. You know what I mean? And we know he's not trying to fight any guests or hurt anyone, because again, he wants to make future business deals with them, so he's not going to hurt any bigwigs at all. And the reason I bring that up with the idea of like what he said about the family is because that is what he wants to do. He wants to take down the family through like an open knowledge that people can have of them. It's like now you know who they are, now you know who they really are, and he thinks that will like make everyone like kind of like think less of them, and that veil that they have over them no longer actually exists. The faith in them goes, and the faith in Penacony goes as well, because all of a sudden this safe haven, this escapism is gone. It's completely gone, because that's what it has. And like, and March talks about this as well, like, and I think it's so amazing, like the conversation with March. She says like, she doesn't just want to be a bystander, right? She knows what a trailblazer is, even though she wishes that she could just like forget about all this and have like a drink. But then she says she'll just be like everyone else, because that's what's happening. Everyone else is like, now we have a different perspective. It's like before, it's like everyone's on holiday. Everyone is blinded. You know what I mean? Everyone is like, has no idea what's going on. Everyone's trapped. Everyone's looking as just a bystander as all this is happening. And while March is like, I would like to be this, which I think is very human of March to say this, it's also very interesting and beautiful for her to say it too. We're just like accepting our fate as trailblazers, while also understanding that it would be nice to kind of just be a bystander in this too. Acheron then shows up to Welt, and like I love how like she starts talking about like the cane, but I'm mostly just like, I love this conversation because it's like Acheron is like, it starts civil, but as soon as Acheron puts any thought in Welt's head that she could be a danger to the Astral Express, he goes, I'm going to kill you. You know what I mean? And it's interesting. She said she wants to like she wants to find the legacy as well, but she also believes the family is the source of all of it, like, or like the source of all the like tragedy stems from the family. And she also thinks that Welt thinks this too. So it's interesting that she knows so much. She knew about the Stellaron, she knew about the cane, she knew about Welt. She thought about what Welt was thinking as well, and now her and Welt are going off to have a conversation together. I also love the very like protective nature of Welt and Himiko, Whereas, like, I think Himiko knew that, like, there's something up, and she was like, okay, I'll bring these guys over here, and then you'll stay here and have this conversation. It was a very beautiful moment that showcases, like, why they are our parents, just like the way that March is, like, you know, our sister in this way, too, in a way. It's a very, very beautiful sentiment, but also the conversation was also so tense and interesting, and it showcases Welt in a different light as well, like, I'm going to freaking kill you. Yeah, such an interesting conversation again. I can't wait to see where that goes also at the same time. Also, Black Swan was then visited by Constance. If you're wondering why all this is in order, by the way, I literally went back and looked over like my video files because it was like, it wasn't that I remembered most of this, by the way, but I wanted to make sure that like I made sure I got everything because there was so much dialogue. Black Swan was visited by Constance while trying to find some memories on like Acheron, but she couldn't, right? Like there was something that was tampered with it. Constance is so like heart-poundingly interesting. When she showed up, the world stopped for a second. Her voice stopped everything. Such an interesting character, such a like a terrifying idea of a character. The fact that she's so calm as well, you know. They said like you want her secret, and she also said Constance was supposed to enjoy this banquet with Acheron. So they had not Acheron with Black Swan. But I guess that her secret refers to Acheron then, I guess. So they're trying to look for Acheron's secret then, and then the phone rang, and then kind of like we're ended there as well. But I love the interaction with how calm Black Swan was as well. And the introduction of Constance once again is also like a very like interesting way to do it, I feel like, at the same time too. Again, bringing it back to Black Swan, trying to find more about her dance partner, Acheron. Like it seems like they are connected as well at the same way. Beautiful scene between with Aventurine as a baby. They said Signonian got its independence. It said like baby Aventurine came from this very coarse land. They talk about how like they get light and not rain, which kind of means like, as we said, the idea like you get all the terrifying stuff without any of the benefits, and like rain kind of like showcases prosperity and showcases a feeling of like I've you know, of even like a magical feeling of like, oh, we're going to be okay, you know, like we're going to get more crops, you know, our land is like better for it. Because again, a coarse land with needing rain is more than what it needs, you know. She asked like Gaiathara to gaze upon Aventurine, which she feels like she did in the end because she was dying, and she felt like, you know, it was horrible that Aventurine had to be born into like a world of pain and kind of destined to be in a world of like suffering. And they called him the Kakavasha, which is a child blessed by Gaiathra, because when he was born, it was raining. And then when she asked for someone to gaze upon him, it was also raining. His name also means luck and opportunity, which is such a beautiful thing too. So he is a child of luck and opportunity. And in both times there was rain. I guess I'm taking rain as prosperity. I'm taking rain as like as future prosperity, because that's what it would mean for a coarse land in that way too. A beautiful sequence. More than meets the eye when it comes to Signonians, and also the idea of their culture and also their nomadic culture, and Aventurine himself as well at the same time too. Dr. Ratio talks to Aventurine. They confirmed to each other that like, you know, something was off about you know, the Stella and Firefly situation. You know, that's what we were saying earlier. And I think it's one of those things where like it's interesting because like he makes sure to denounce all the murders. He even calls them horrible. He says like, or he says the killer's a psycho, but this is to our advantage. And I think that's perfect. Like that's Aventurine. Like not that he doesn't care, but like it's like one of those things where like I feel like that's the vibe I get from Aventurine, which is like I have to do business, but that doesn't mean the emotion's not there either. Which is like, this is horrible. What is happening is horrible, but like this is to our advantage now with the IPC. It is for my mission. They said even like Sparkle like told him to talk to Robin, so maybe that's what she meant in the end. I'm not sure what like that is, but we'll see as we're going forward. But I love the relationship between Dr. Ratio and Aventurine. There's so many comebacks. I love like the snappiness back and forth. They know each other's personalities so well. He even says like, is there any chance of a comeback? And then Dr. Ratio goes, you are dreaming. Like I love the relationship with each other. It's like one loves to poke the other's buttons, and the other one like does have great respect for the other one as well. But they just like show it in a very interesting way as well. We learned that they like basically like that Robin died in front of Aventurine, and now they respected his alibi, but under the surface, to not cause any commotion, Sunday wants to speak with Aventurine as well, and in such a beautiful way as well. I love this too. Aventurine's like, I'm gonna like do all this and do this, and Dr. Rachel's like, please let me do all the talking. You know what I mean? Please let me do all the talking for this this conversation. And it's actually like interesting because they say that like Robin's voice was gone, and that it was just a resonance with harmony. So I wonder that's what Sparkle meant by mute. I wonder if that's what it is. But again, like I said, I love the relationship between Dr. Ratio and Aventurine. It's such a great dynamic, and I love the idea of playing as different characters. That's such a good idea. Yeah, you get to have like all this like stuff, like you get to play from a different perspective of a character while also checking your menus. That's just that's inspired design. It's great stuff, and it also gives, especially with all the different factions in this game, that gives us a better perspective on the individual characters. And speaking of factions, that's what I'm loving about this so far. I always say, like, you know, Sopranos is one of the greatest shows of all time, but people don't even realize that 95% of Sopranos is people eating and talking for the whole thing. That's what it is. Sopranos is 95% people just eating and talking all the time. And it's one of the greatest shows of all time. I don't mind a lot of dialogue. I will sit through hours of dialogue because I love these conversations. I've said it before. A HSR conversation, a Honkai Star Rail conversation, is like, the tension and the personalities. It's something that like is so incredible that I will sit there for hours and listen to the people talk. I will. And it's needed on this planet. It's needed. There's so many different factions, motivations, ideals, plans, personalities that sometimes I need 2 hours of conversations, which is what we had here, basically. I know some people probably won't like that, but for me, it's needed sometimes. And there's nothing, if you don't like it, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, I know some people don't like dialogue heavy stuff sometimes, but like, if you have to get across a point, like, and it's not just like one point, you have to, like, look at all that's happening here. Acheron's motivations and personality, her conversation with Sam, her conversation with Duke Inferno, all the stuff giving more layers to who she could be as a person. The stuff with Sam himself from his perspective, the perspective of Welt, and what Himiko thinks, what March thinks, what Aventurine is making this deal, what he thinks, what Black Swan thinks, what Constance was trying to say as well. The stuff with Aventurine and Dr. Rachel, the stuff with Aventurine and us. Like, there's so many different moving parts to this whole world. The past with Aventurine, the stuff with the Signonians. There's so many moving parts. There's so many different motivations, conversations, deals. There's so many different alliances and lack of alliances and enemies, that having like this much like is so interesting to me. And you can say, well, Calvin, then you also like, you know, had to go back and like check if you missed anything. 110%. That's 100% true. 100%. But the way I look at it is that like I remember like the stuff I like kind of like took note of. I made sure to take notice of some stuff because it's one of those things where like there was so much of it. But like I remember like all of it, bar like a few things like I like slipped in there to be like, oh, I remember this stuff, like good stuff with like say Robin's voice and stuff like that. I remember like literally like you know, pretty much all of it when it came to stuff too. And I'm not going to do this all the time, by the way, where I'm going to go away and write down a bunch of notes, because I think like sometimes it's good to have like your first like, you know, right away. Because we usually can do them. We have done that in the past. We did that last time with the Sparkle stuff as well. But this time around, I mean, two things. There was a lot, and also I was a bit sick still. It's not that I'm sick, by the way. It's like it's a different ailment than before, and I'm like still getting over it. I feel good. So it was one of those things where I was like, look, I'll come back. I'll come back, and I'll make sure I know everything and make sure I didn't miss anything, because there was a lot of stuff. But yeah, incredible stuff. Love the conversations, as I said, love the motivations, love all these characters, loving getting introduced to all these characters. The scene with Sam and Acheron was incredible. The Aventurine stuff as a baby was incredible. All the relationships are so amazing to see. I am over the moon at what we're witnessing here and this mystery that's going on here in Penacony. Penacony is one of the most interesting places ever. The characters that they put here are so interesting as well. And there's characters that we haven't even heard from in a while. You know, there's characters we haven't even heard from in a while, and I cannot wait to hear from them again. I genuinely cannot wait to hear from them again. I can't wait to see how more the Stellar Hunters are going to be involved in this. What with the Masked Fools, the rest of the Annihilation Gang, if they're going to show up at any point, like with Constance is around there as well. You know, with the Garden of Recollection, the IPC. You know, I could go on forever. There's so much stuff here. And all of it's based around a veil that is over Penacony, that if it falls, then Penacony falls. Because yes, there's a darkness and a death that is permeated through Penacony. That's the crux of this. That's what's happening. There's a death that's permeated through Penacony, and we don't know exactly what that is. But at this, yes, and that's serious as heck. But if the veil of safety falls on Penacony, then Penacony's meaning falls for everyone in Penacony. It's no longer escapism. No longer. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you so much for supporting the series. Thank you so much for supporting me and being so incredible. And I want to say thank you so much to the Never Can Repay the Baby Gangster on Patreon. You can add, or there's a YouTube membership. You can become a patron or you can become a YouTube member down below. And I want to say thank you to Tyfire 2, Jamie Bull, Jonathan Banana, Ghost Unizuma, Felicious Felix, Yule, Radish, Anusta, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, Assassin, True Beat Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Hi Kasperian, Jared Beanham, at the highest tier of my YouTube world, give us Evan and Blasco, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.